Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. So I'm super excited about today's video because I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is mindset. Now, ever since I started my journey to becoming an entrepreneur, starting my YouTube channel, and really making the decision that I want to try and see what I can make out of my life, have full control of my life, and see what I can achieve if I can achieve the dreams that I have in my head and believe in myself enough to know that I can just go for it, or that I should just go for it, and I can make things happen if I just have the willpower and am strong enough to keep going and to just do it, basically. And ever since I went on this little journey, I've had to work on my mindset a lot. I realized how effed up my mindset was before, and I've had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning so much, and I'm definitely nowhere near where I want to be yet, of course not. But there are some key mindset shifts that I feel like I've had to work on and am still working on to achieve the level of success and, more importantly, happiness that I have until now. So this is why I wanted to make this video and talk about these 6 mind shifts that you can also start working on right now. Let's just get into the video. Mindset shift number 1 is going to be from impatient to patient. I feel like most of us are ingrained with the idea that we go to school, we go to university, we get a job, we climb the career ladder, have a family, buy a house, have a nice family life, and then go on to our, rente, our retirement, and then that is life, pretty much. And while that's obviously all good and everything, no judgment there, because let's be honest, some of me definitely wants a lot of that as well. But what I'm saying is that, when I got out of university when I was 26 years old, or when I was in university and I was 23 years old, or let's even say right at this time, I'm turning 30 next year, I start to think that I should be in a place in my life right now where I'm not there yet, because for whatever reason, maybe it's society, or maybe it's my friends or family or whatever, like something has ingrained the idea into me that I should by now be there where I want to be in my career, making the money I need to make, so that my 30-year-old body and me can start making babies or whatever, So I start to get impatient, and I start to think about how I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Or more often, I'm thinking, I need to get there quicker. Why isn't the success there yet? I'm just literally impatient, or I used to be very much more impatient. I hated applying for jobs and not getting them. I hated looking for jobs and then doing so much work for them and not getting them. I hated all of that. There's such a level of impatience ingrained in us because we think that things should work in a certain way or should come at a certain time, and we want them to come at a certain time, and then when they don't, we just get kind of panicky, or we get panicked, and we start to worry about what's going to happen. Shift that mindset from impatience to patience, because I can guarantee you everything that happens, I promise you, you will find the reason to why it happened. So if you, for example, applied for a job and you didn't get that job, and you apply to the next and the next, and it gets frustrating and you're thinking why, or maybe you then had to take a job that you don't really want to have. The day that you land the job of your dreams, you're going to understand that those jobs just weren't meant for you. And the day that you land your dream job, you'll understand that you had to go through those experiences to grow in order to be qualified enough for that job. Life brings you what you need, what you should have in the moment that you are the most ready to take on that challenge. Sometimes we want too much right then and there, and we're forcing it so hard to get there, even though we're not really even ready to take that position, to be a mom or whatever, Take the mindset of patience and just let life happen. And I'm not saying sit on the couch and wait life to happen for you, because that's not patience, that's laziness. I'm just saying when things don't work out the way you had it imagined in your head, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. sometimes life just needs patience, and I guarantee a more calm and relaxed life if you can be more patient. Number 2, and this is an important one, is shift your mindset from fear of failure to willing to fail. I know that's going to sound crazy to some of you guys, especially if you're used to winning, or if you're used to getting a grade A, or if you get really insecure whenever you fail at something. I know the feeling as well. I hate looking weak to anybody, especially myself, but I don't like to lose. I don't like to fail. Nobody likes to fail, okay? You don't have to start loving failure. Life is not always winning and succeeding. In fact, life is a lot of failing as well. You are going to fail. At something you will fail. If you've never failed, tell me your secret. Tell me about it. I want to know. I personally have never met someone who's never failed at something in their life. And in all honesty, the people who have failed the most are usually the most successful people. That's the crazy part. It's because you learn from your failures. At least if you have that mindset that you can learn from your failures, and that in itself is an amazing win. So shift your mindset and be willing to fail. Don't fear failure. It's scary, but it'll get less scary. The more you fail, the less you'll be afraid of failing. I guarantee you that. So mindset shift number 3 is go from thinking small to thinking big. And this is actually something I learned from Alex, and I feel like it's been one of my most valuable kind of lessons and mindset shifts in my life that have really made such a positive difference. I used to think, pretty small in like literally everything. I think the easiest thing, however, here is to explain it in terms of money. And I know money is a very sensitive topic, so I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm judging anybody. I know, money is different for everybody and everybody handles it differently. And I don't think there's a wrong or a right in that sense. But for me personally, this mindset shift made a huge difference. So maybe it can help you, but don't take it as if you don't do this, there will be no success or happiness. There are different ways for success and happiness. And in the end of the day, what defines success and happiness is your definition. So keep that in mind. But I used to think very small. I wanted to save every little penny. I used coupon codes to get discounts from a €1 candy bar so that I could get it for 90 cents. Or anything that I could get for free, I thought that must be great. I'm going to save this. So it was a very money-saving kind of mentality, which obviously is great. And, when you're a student, you need to find these awesome ways on how you can get more with less. But I would often just say no to experiences if I felt that it was too expensive, for example, even though I had the money in my bank account to do it. But let's say it was, I don't know, like this is the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't think this ever happened, but let's say it's like going to a movie, right? And for whatever reason, the price of going to that movie would cost €20, right? And I wouldn't be used to that because at least back then, when I lived in Finland and did go to the movies, going to the movies cost around €10. So if anyone would tell me like this movie now costs €20 to go to it, even though I had the money in my bank account, for me, in my mentality, that was too expensive. What I mean by shifting your mindset from think small to think big, that in these situations, you need to think that in the big picture, is this going to affect your life in a negative way? If you go to this movie now, even though it is €10 more expensive than it should be in your opinion, is it going to affect your life in a negative way in 5 years, in 10 years, or even in 1 year? So don't always make decisions based on your situation right now or because it feels now too expensive. For example, something that I personally also find quite crazy is, for example, if I go to the supermarket and in front of me there's someone who is buying cookies, okay? And these cookies are supposed to be minus 10%. And for whatever reason, the machine doesn't have this 10% registered into the cashier. And then it takes 10-15 minutes for this cashier to figure out how to get this discount for these cookies, for this lady to get this discount, okay? And I think, and I understand that, she or he wants to get this discount, which is rightfully hers because it was in the advertisement. But for me, mine 10 or 15 minutes is worth much, much more than that 20-cent discount that I'm going to get from those cookies. Much more. So I would say, look, it's okay. Either I get the cookies or I don't get the cookies, and then move on with life. This is what I'm saying, from think of the big picture and not the small picture. Is this, in the end of the day, going to make a big difference into your life? And I can tell you guys that valuing my time and experiences more and not having small amounts of, for example, money affect that has changed my life tremendously. Don't ever do something that you cannot afford. I don't think I've ever done that. In my opinion, I'm pretty good at controlling and being in charge of my money situation. I could be better, but I'm pretty good at that. So don't do anything that you can't afford. But if you can afford it and you think that in the big picture is not going to negatively affect your life, think 1, 5, 10 years from now, then do it if you want to. Fourth mindset shift is go from I can't to I can with whatever. If I have learned anything in life, is that I feel like literally anybody can do anything that they set their mind to. Okay? So, for example, I'm a terrible singer. I can't sing to save my life. I used to want to be Britney Spears, but I can't sing to save my life. Okay? I'm going to say that. I can't. Right now, I can't. However, if right now I would say that it's still my dream to be the next Britney Spears, at least back then, when I was a child, Britney Spears was super cool. Not saying she's not super cool now, she's super cool. But I wanted to be Britney Spears. So if I would say right now in this moment, that's still my big dream. Like if I could be anything in the world, I would want to be Britney Spears, like an amazing singer and a pop star or whatever. Then I would say it's not going to be easy, but I can. Just need to find a way to become a good singer. So whatever it is in your life, whether that be just as simple as getting past that math test, let me tell you this, because I was so shit at math. I'm still quite shit. But when I was in high school, I was literally not good at math. That was the worst subject for me. And I was in an IB high school, not saying that that's better or worse, whatever, but it was difficult. It was definitely extremely challenging. My math course was insane. For me, it was difficult. Obviously, there were people for whom it was easy. Some people took higher level mathematics, and I was just like, these people are Einsteins for me because I just didn't get it, okay? And I remember that I had to get past that test in order to graduate high school, and I was scared to my literal death that I wouldn't pass it because I barely passed any of my math tests that I had throughout of high school. So that final exam that I had, I was so scared. So I think I took a half year, asked people to tutor me, asked my friends, asked my teacher. Every single day I did math. Every single day I said, I can pass this and I will pass this. And guys, I did pass it. My goal wasn't to get a freaking awesome grade. My goal was to pass it. And I can tell you it was funny because I barely passed it, but I passed it. I can, because I set my mind to it that I can do it. Don't say I can't unless you're just like I'm saying I can't sing, I can't sing and I don't really care that I can't sing. It's just not important to me anymore. But if it's something you want to do and you need to do and you dream of it, you can. Okay, my fifth mindset shift is going to be from restriction to abundance. And this is something I know that I've struggled with, especially actually in the last year. Also, I know I talked to you guys a lot about I'm living my dream life in so many ways. I love what I do, and that's more important for me than anything. But I also earn the least that I've ever earned in my life. And in all honesty, when I'm earning as little as I do, and right now it's much better, but I remember when we started our business, I was earning so little, and it was really hard to get myself into the mindset of abundance when I felt like I didn't have any money to do literally anything. I know that having money can give you such an ease of mind. I really, really do. And it is especially difficult to feel abundant in a time when you feel literally so lack of or restricted when it comes to, for example, finances. That is a difficult mindset to practice, but it is worth practicing, because the more abundant you can feel, even though it's not necessarily there, the more you're going to attract. Just in general, if you can feel abundant and see all the things that you are grateful for, all the things that you do have in your life, you're going to wake up in a much more positive state of mind, much more motivated state of mind, and you're just not going to go about life thinking of how you don't have things or how you don't have this or that. If you can find the things that you're grateful for, if you can find the things that you see that you do have, and how much you actually do have, it is life-changing. It is an amazing feeling to wake up knowing that you actually have quite a bit, even if it's not the money. So for me, for example, to feel abundant when I'm financially restricted, I had to find all the other things that I do have. And sometimes it's had to be as simple as having, a glass of water or several glasses of water a day, or just being able to start my own business or whatever it is, And my sixth and last mindset shift is going to be from victim to self-responsibility. And this one is, again, really, really important for me and something that that has changed my life completely. I've made a video about radical self-responsibility. This is something that I truly believe in and how I like to live my life with radical self-responsibility, meaning that I don't go into victim mode. Shit happens in life, stuff happens in life. Sometimes I do feel like if somebody else has caused something to happen to me. Sometimes I feel like I have been mistreated. I don't know. Sometimes I'm going to feel like that. But in the end of the day, I always feel that I am in charge of how I feel. I am in charge of how I'm going to go forth with life. Instead of just being all, oh, this happened to me, I'm so poor me. I'm just like, look, you know what? That's life. Take responsibility of whatever happens to you, and I can guarantee you, you will feel so much control, and it will be so much easier to go about life feeling in control and not being a victim to your circumstances anymore, not being a victim literally of anything. If somebody says something shitty to you, or, if life hasn't always been fair to you or whatever, not being the victim of those things and saying, look, yes, this is shitty living in this situation, or that one person said that thing to me feels shitty, and you could feel like a victim. But if you say, you know what, okay, it happened, you are responsible. You are radically self-responsible for your own life and what happens to it, and especially on how you go forth with it. What happens to it, I know that's debatable, but especially on how you deal with a situation and how you let things affect you is totally up to you. So that was my last mindset shift for today, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it was a little bit long, but it's a topic that I'm super passionate about. I truly believe that these 6 mindset shifts are crucial and vital and have been so beneficial to me that I've taken upon these mindset shifts. And like I said, I'm not there yet with all of them. I still find myself sometimes, for example, feeling lack instead of abundance, but working on them has been so beneficial and has brought me so far in life. So I really hope this video could help you guys out and you got some inspiration from it. Go get what you want in life, you guys. Your dreams, they're worth going for them. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't already. I would love you guys to join this little community, and I'm super excited to see you guys in my next video. Until then, you guys, my mom.